Hey, how's it going, folks? Just back my holidays. I was away to Cornwall and Brighton. Took a day trip to Brighton. And of course I visited some bookshops. So let me show you what I brought home. First up, Wadebridge Bookshop in Cornwall. That was the source of the Farseer trilogy for me. That's where I bought it, on the recommendation of the shopkeeper back in 1999. So it was only fitting that I bought The Fool's Errand by Robin Hobb in the same shop. So right now I'm reading Ship of Destiny, which is the third of the Live Ship Traders trilogy. The next one is book one of the Tawny Man trilogy, Fool's Errand, which I've never read. So I had to get myself ready for that, which will be my September Realm of the Elderlings book. So that's book one from Wadebridge Bookshop. Book two, wait till you see this. Dun dun dun! Alfred Hitchcock and the Three Investigators in the Mystery of the Talking Skull. This is a pure nostalgia hit. I couldn't believe it when I went into the used section in Wadebridge Bookshop and I saw they had maybe 5 or 6 titles from this series, which I read as pre-teen. Yeah, I would have been 8 or 9, something like that. And I and my pals were obsessed with these books. So much so that we formed our own club and we used to meet in my dad's shed and we made these cards. We investigate anything, and I don't remember whether we solved any mysteries, but we certainly had fun making these cards up and then drinking lemonade and eating biscuits in the shed. That's all I remember about that. And I've read it already, so look up for it in my book wrap for July. Next up, also Wadebridge. Went into the Oxfam bookshop and I bought this big behemoth. There we go, Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norl by Susanna Clarke, which I read, I think it would have been 2009. Listened to the audio book, and a YouTuber I follow over at Hardy's Books is planning to do a read along of this in September, so the timing was perfect. And I got it for only £4. I know, right? Talk about value. All those pages for only £4. Bargain. Then we went to Padstow. We cycled from Wadebridge to Padstow along the Camel Trail, which is a 5-mile cycle, flat alongside the river. And I got this Amar Tolls signed copy of Table for Two. And the reason I bought this one there is because when I went into that same bookstore in 2021, I bought A Gentleman in Moscow on a whim, having never heard of it or the author, by Amar Tolls. And it became my book of the year in 2022 when I got round to reading it. I absolutely loved it. So it seemed fitting that I buy another of the same author's books in the same shop. But I was also thinking, well, because I went into that bookshop in 2021 and I bought a book I'd never heard of, I'd kind of like to do that again. And I saw a book and didn't buy it and then regretted it. So when I went to Brighton, I went into Waterstones, I bought this one. So it's not the book I saw in Padstow. The book I saw in Padstow was the second in the series, which was a special edition, so it was on display. And the second book is called Tales from the Cafe, hardback. And so when I went to Brighton, I thought, I'm going to have a look for this again. And they had it in Brighton, also on display, I'm guessing because it's special edition. But I thought, well, wouldn't it make more sense to buy the first in the series? So that's what I did. I bought the first one, and it sounds amazing. It's a kind of time travel idea about a coffee shop in a back alley in Tokyo. There is a cafe which has been serving carefully brewed coffee for more than 100 years, but this coffee shop offers its customers a unique experience, the chance to travel back in time. So it's a nice short book and it sounds like a fun book, so I'm looking forward to getting to that. Next up, an Oxfam book from Brighton. They have an amazing bookshop there. This was $2.99. As you'll probably know, I'm a big fan of Russian history and politics. So, I mean books. A fan of books about Russian history and politics. So this seemed like a no-brainer. $2.99. Why would you not? I have read some books on Putin and I haven't read this one, so, you know, it fits my collection really well. And the last one, The Parable of the Sower. This one was a recommendation from Elizabeth's channel, Plant-Based Bride. I watched her review of Parable of the Talents and it sounded great, so I ordered it on Amazon and mistakenly sent it to my daughter's in London because she uses my Amazon account and I hadn't noticed that she'd switched the addresses. So I met up with my daughter on holiday and she brought this and gave me it back. So it's kind of a holiday haul book because I got it off my daughter while I was on holiday, although I didn't buy it while I was on holiday. I still think it qualifies. So that's my little haul. Looking forward to getting into it. Hope you enjoyed that wee video. I'll see you later. Cheers.